instrument panel. The flight crew operates the landing gear by use of the two-position landing gear lever on the right side of the center instrument panel. The gear operation is electrically controlled and hydraulically operated. The landing gear lever provides an electrical signal to the landing gear control and interface units, or LGCIUs, that electrically controls the sequencing of the landing gear and doors. The landing gear lever is mechanically locked in the down position while the aircraft is on the ground. Each LGCIU automatically alternates between the control mode and the standby mode with each cycle of the gear. One LGCIU controls the gear for a complete cycle of extension and retraction. Then after retraction, the other LGCIU takes over for the next gear cycle. If the LGCIU that is in control fails, then the standby LGCIU automatically takes over control of the landing gear operation. The landing gear is electrically controlled through the LGCIU in control and is operated by green hydraulic system pressure. If the green system fails or both LGCIUs fail, the landing gear can be extended by gravity. A safety valve is installed in the system to isolate the green system pressure from the landing gear when the airspeed exceeds 260 knots. The safety valve is also closed when the landing gear lever is in the up position. Now this frame shows a graphic of the main landing gear. It's not necessary to know the detailed function of all the components except for the ground lock sleeve on the lock stay actuator. The following major items should be checked for condition during the walk-around: the Dawn lock springs, the lock stay, the side stay, the retraction actuator, the torque link damper, and the shock absorber. This frame shows a graphic of the nose gear. It's not necessary to know the detailed function of all the components except for the nose landing gear safety pin and the towing control lever. The following major items should be checked for condition during the walk-around: the downlock springs, the gear actuating cylinder, the downlock actuating cylinder, the steering actuating cylinder, the torque link assembly, and the shock absorber. The LGCIUs receive the following information about the landing gear from the proximity detectors. The three gear are locked down or are up. The shock absorbers are compressed or extended, and the landing gear's door are open or closed. When there are two good LGCIUs, the following occurs upon detection of a proximity sensor failure. If there is an electrical failure of the proximity detector, the LGCIU modifies the signal to indicate the aircraft is in the flight mode, and the other LGCIU takes over control of the landing gear operation. On the other hand, if there is a mechanical failure of a proximity detector, the LGCIU does not modify the signal, and the effect of the incorrect signal depends on the system to which the signal is sent. When there's an electrical failure of one of the LGCIUs, the other healthy LGCIU takes over control of the landing gear. The system does not modify the outputs of the failed LGCIU to the fail-safe flight mode, so that in this case, some using systems will fail to the flight mode, while others fail to the ground mode. The landing gear indicator panel displays the red and green lights for the landing gear. The lights are operated as long as the LGCIU number 1 is electrically powered. A green arrow illuminates when the associated gear is down and locked. A red unlock display lights up if the associated gear is not locked in the selected position. The two-position landing gear lever provides an up or down signal to the LGCIU, which then controls the sequencing of the gear indoors through the hydraulic operation from the green system pressure. The sequencing first drives the gear doors to open, then the gear are moved to the selected position, and lastly the landing gear doors are closed. The up position of the lever selects the gear to retract. The up position cannot be selected on the ground as the lever is locked in the down position when there is weight on either main gear or the nose wheel steering is not centered. During landing gear retraction, the main gear spin is arrested by automatic application of the wheel brakes, and the nose gear spin is arrested when the nose gear tires rub against the friction strips in the wheel well. After gear retraction, as long as the lever is up or the airspeed exceeds 260 knots, the hydraulic pressure is isolated from the landing gear system. The down position selects the gear to extend. As each gear is locked down, the associated unlock light goes out and the green arrow comes on. Green system pressure remains available to pressurize the landing gear when the gear is extended. The wheel page displays the position of the landing gear indoors. The landing gear position indications consist of two triangles. Each triangle is controlled by one of the two LGCIUs and will normally display the same indications. If one of the gear do not lock down when the aircraft is in the landing configuration, a red warning appears on ECAM and the red arrow lights up as shown here. In the normal sequence of events, the ECAM wheel page is normally displayed during taxi, but it's automatically replaced by the engine page when takeoff thrust is applied. Therefore, the wheel page will not normally be displayed during takeoff, but we show it here to allow you to view the retraction of the landing gear. Assume the aircraft is in flight. Select the landing gear lever and watch the retraction sequence. Assume now that the aircraft is on approach and it's time to extend the landing gear. The ECAM wheel page automatically replaces the ECAM cruise page when the gear are extended, as long as the altitude is less than 16,000 feet. The wheel page allows you to verify gear and gear door positions, as well as taking note of the brake temperatures and tire pressures. Select the landing gear lever and watch the extension sequence. After landing, the spoiler extension is also displayed on the wheel page, and the anti-skid release indicators indicate the operation of the anti-skid system. Now, let's answer some questions.